Hey everyone! In today's video we're taking a closer look at the Radxa CM5, a powerful compact system-on-module built for embedded systems, edge computing, and industrial applications. So we've got it side by side right now with a Raspberry Pi CM4, a Raspberry Pi CM5, an Orange Pi CM4, and the Milk V Mars CM. Just to kind of give you an impression, they're all pretty much the exact same form factor, the same size. Most of these are compatible with each other's I/O boards, and they're really fun project boards to start with, especially when you're getting into system-on-module computers and single-board computers. The one key difference, aside from what kind of separates these guys from each other, is the Raspberry Pi CM4 and the Milk V Mars CM. They all have 200 pin GPIO on the sides, so they have this classic CM4 pinout right here. Now the Radxa CM5, let's see if we can actually zoom in a little bit. The Radxa CM5 has an extra set of pins on top, but we'll be going over later. But it's still compatible with each other's I/O boards, so that's actually, it's very convenient. The Orange Pi, the Orange Pi CM4 has a pin just like that right over there. If you want to take a look at that, the Orange Pi CM4 has a tiny third set of pins right here, and they also have their own compatible I/O board. So essentially the same thing. They're both just because they have an extra set of pins, they do have their own I/O board, but they are compatible with each other's I/O boards. So that's also really nice. Let's move these out the way and focus in on this right now. Alright. See if you guys can get a better look at that. Oh, that light is just a tad bit too bright. Now, this little board might look small, but it packs a serious punch. The Radxa CM5 is based off the Rockchip 3588S2, which is this chip right here. It's an octa-core processor with 4 Cortex A76 cores and 4 Cortex A55 efficiency cores, all in a footprint compatible with the Raspberry Pi CM4, the CM5. It's a very powerful chip, and I'm a huge fan of Rockchip processors. I mean, I love the Raspberry Pis. I mean, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the Raspberry Pi compute module and just the amount of projects that you can do with it and what it's capable of. It's really gotten me into Rockchip processors in particular because I just like how powerful they are. You can do amazing things. Now, it also includes a Mali G610 GPU, I believe, support up to 32 gigabytes of LPDDR4 RAM, that has eMMC options up to 128 gigabytes. So whether you're handling AI and just tasks, media streaming, or industrial control tasks, the Radxa CM5 will not disappoint and is absolutely ready to perform at whatever you give it. Now, there is an I/O board that comes with this device. Let's actually zoom out a little bit. Now, this is the I/O board that comes with it. When it's paired with this carrier board, you get access to high-speed interfaces like PCIe Gen 3, PCIe 3.0, USB 3, MiPi, CSI, DSI connections, gigabit Ethernet speeds, and it's perfect for building custom solutions with a powerful backend. Like, it's just what you can do with it is just whether you're building your own router or trying to build your own mini computer, this gives you all the options. Let's actually show you. So as you can see, they got these 3-pin slots right here for the Radxa CM5. This is not a Radxa CM5. Which it clips very properly, just like that. Let's see if we can see if I can get this. Just carefully push that in place. Also keep in mind the Radxa CM has a pretty nifty button right here that comes in handy. It's I think this is the first time I've seen a system on module have one of these buttons, and I think it's neat. Plus I like tack switch buttons. Now the CM5 supports Linux and Android. It's already compatible with several open source projects. You can run Ubuntu, you can run Debian, even Android 12. Depending on what you need and your application needs, I mean, this is your guy. And I also believe you can run OpenWRT on this. Let's go over who is this for, right? If you're developing edge AI devices or multimedia systems, IoT gateways, or even industrial controllers, the Radxa CM5 offers an incredible amount of flexibility and performance without the bulk. And it just keeping true to the Raspberry Pi compute module form factor, this definitely is a very high contender. Now, that's a quick overview on the Radxa CM5. But if you're interested in seeing a hands-on project with it or want to dive deeper into performance benchmarks, let me know in the comments below. We will actually be putting all these compute modules against each other just to show you benchmarks and just to be able to show you which one actually performs the best. Although I do have to keep in mind, when you're getting into like this realm of computers, you do want to keep in mind that the Raspberry Pi, because of its commercial success and just because of kind of setting the standard and the laying the groundwork for these type of devices to exist, they have a larger community base. Also, you know, compute modules come with and without wireless. When it comes down to the Radxa CM5, you will have to be attaching your own like network card. I've heard a couple of people have issues when it comes to wireless connectivity, but all you got to do is grab one of these cards. If you don't know where to find one, you can stop by any micro center, your local repair shop. If you're in the Northern Virginia, DC area, feel free to hit us up. They're relatively inexpensive and they work rather efficiently. Another thing that's fair to note is with the Radxa CM5, you have an option that you don't have on other compute modules. So, give you an example. The Raspberry Pi CM4 and the CM5, when you have built-in eEMC, you come across this problem which does not allow you to boot from the SD card. Now, this is kind of an issue. That means you're limited to what the memory is on your compute module. And that can be a problem. Like, that can really make things annoying for you when you're trying to store more things. Or, for example, when you're trying to build like a Clockwork Pi U console, for example. This is the Clockwork Pi U console with the SDR mod. We'll actually be going over how to set this guy up. We did a build video. It was one of my first videos. I apologize in advance. But yeah, when it comes down to just this guy, I like it because you can use the built-in eEMC as well as the micro SD card. And just you pretty much add storage so you can boot from different storages. And you can also use the built-in storage. So you can literally get a regular, you know, one of the low-end Radxa CM5s and not worry about you know, getting 128 gigabytes of built-in eEMC and trying to build, you know, try to store everything onto one module. You have options. This is the 64 gigabyte built-in eEMC, and I believe 4 or 8 gigabytes of storage. I'm blanking out right now, and I apologize. But this I/O board is amazing. We'll be actually doing a more in-depth build. We just kind of wanted to do an overview on this real quick. You do have a built-in RTC. You do have full Raspberry Pi GPIO, power over Ethernet headers, a DC jack, an audio jack, USB-C, full-size HDMI, USB 3, two USB 2s. We've gone over gigabit Ethernet. The back of this board is just phenomenal. I personally really like this board. I like the classic CM4, CM5 I/O board. I actually have not had a chance to grab a regular Raspberry Pi CM5 I/O board. I had a CM4 I/O board, but I for the life of me cannot remember where I put it. But all in all, that's the Radxa CM5. That's a brief overview. We are going to be going over this more in detail. So if you'd like to stick around, feel free to like and subscribe. We go over IoT devices and different variations of tech every single day in our shorts, and we will be going into more full-length videos as soon as I figure out how to edit and try to make them look as professional as possible. I do appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you are getting into the realm of compute modules, this is definitely, I believe, one of the best. There's a couple of other ones that we will be going over, like for example we'll be going over the Banana Pi compute modules, we'll be going over more in detail on the Orange Pi compute modules, and it'll make you happy. But it doesn't have the same community support as a Raspberry Pi we've mentioned earlier. So when you're going into this, you are going to learn a few things, and you might get a little frustrated in the beginning, but after a while you'll have a better understanding of how these things work and how you can run whatever flavor of Linux you want on this. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace, and we'll see you next time.